Following the murder of Brenda Nantongo and Haruna Kayondo, the daughter and driver to General Katumba Wamala respectively, along Chisota Road in Chisasi, Uganda police released footage from its cameras and private cameras showing the movement of the killers. Two motorcycles were captured fleeing at a very high speed, with one holding what appears to be a gun in his right hand and the rider wearing a white helmet. The camera captured this motorbike at 8:29:31 seconds. The second bike was captured at 8:30:12 seconds, a time lag difference of 41 seconds. The two had their heads covered and the passenger holding what looks like a gun on his left side. This camera at the neighborhood captured the motion of what happened at that time. From the crime scene, there are 6 cameras located along Bukoto Chisasi flyover. The first motorcycle is captured at 8:58:01 seconds, while the second motorcycle is captured at 8:58:27 seconds on the same flyover. The time lag is now reduced to 26 seconds, meaning they were close while taking off.
That image is sufficient enough to give us clue.
If we analyze the movement of these killers from the crime scene, the shooting took place at the perimeter wall of Eden Lawn here, and the private camera captured the assailants fleeing the scene at this point. It took 28 minutes for them to reach the flyover here, where they departed ways. The distance is 450 meters. The query would be, what were they doing for all these minutes on this short distance? Yet from the point of shooting, there is only one feeder route leading to Chisasi Chanja Road. They did not take the feeder route, which is located just behind this camera.
Because he says when his gun went silent, they thought maybe they had killed everybody. So this fella who was shooting from behind comes back again shooting.
The whereabouts of the killers who went to Bahai Road ends here, using this piece of evidence released by police. 800 meters ahead on this route, cameras are planted at Mariam Road.
We are processing more images depending on where these people could have vanished from.
The motorcycle that had killers having a white helmet and striped shirt rode to Kira Road at 9 a.m., made a U-turn and headed to Bukoto Trading Center. There is a camera here which captured them disappearing at Oryx fuel station. From the flyover to this point, only 3 minutes were used. If we are to calculate the time spent given the evidence of movements presented by police, the assassins, to be specific, the ones with stripes and white helmet, took approximately 32 minutes to reach the petrol station from the shooting area.
Oluka police post yakaliwo na echi jitwalire like 20 to 15 minutes. Kuba bagenze no tuka nga jeno bamaze omuntu ala kudwali fa aba boda abaddewo.
The cameras I put in place did their work. As you saw, the killers were running from one area to another area. Why didn't the camera center alert all the patrol cars and even the UAVs? UAVs are these unmanned air vehicles. We have them. They can follow you anywhere once they are deployed to chase and block these killers.
Basing on the time indicated on the camera as evidence and supposing it is correct time, the shooting might have happened before 8:29 a.m. At the Oryx fuel station, security found us mapping the area. We get information that this is part of the ongoing investigations. There are leads to crack down the assailants, the help of CCTV cameras, bullet cartridges collected at the scene of crime to ascertain the type of gun used.
For instance, the gun which was used is already identified.
Eyewitnesses' accounts who claim one assailant was shot at.
Agasobodde okwata omu ku babadde bakuba era agenze akutte ku kiwato bw'ati wano ng'omusayi gumuvamu.
Assuming we start talking about the injured suspects, the injured assassins, do you realize that you are preempting his move for a medical examination?
In such a sophisticated case, police holds their findings confidential in order not to jeopardize the process of investigations.
I can only assure you that the team which is on the ground is highly proficient with the pedigree and high-level experience. It is being enhanced by science and the operation is joint.
Or at least if you think it is a security that it's a risk that you need to keep it to yourself, can you then manage the situation and stop these killings?
And we are very optimistic that we shall apprehend these culprits.
Such assassinations have been whistleblown by bloggers and have turned out to be legit. Police has key interest in all this as evidence.
Katumba Wamala okimanyi bulungi nnyo nti okutta kw'abantu mu Uganda naddala abantu ab'ebitiibwa balina essaazi babattiramu, balina common hours.
So in as far as any theory that can come along, we shall take it up but pursue it after the evaluation. We cannot undermine what he's saying, but neither can we first leave the scientific pursuit which we are undertaking in preference of what he's saying.
Meanwhile, reports of previous assassinations have been handed over to the Director Public Prosecution as a form of accountability to the public.
The article that establishes the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution compels us to report to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution for purposes of prosecuting. 2, the provided information, once clearly evaluated by the Office of the Public Prosecution, is used as evidence and it is laid to court, sometimes even shared by the defense lawyers. So all our outcomes and our actions are clearly reported to those 2 offices.
The intention of these assassinations remain unknown.